Germany welcomes the significant advances made by Sri Lanka since the adoption of the resolution at the 30th session of the UNHRC. Sri Lanka is still at the beginning of a long road towards accountability and reconciliation. Leadership and resolve, as well as confidence building and credibility, will be priorities. We encourage Sri Lanka to tackle the remaining task of truth, justice, reconciliation and non-recurrence and repeal the Prevention of Terrorism Act.
Swiss is of the view that the adoption by consensus of Resolution 30/1 in 2015 constituted an historic step forward. It welcomes the efforts embarked upon by the Sri Lankan government in implementing this resolution, although certain immediate measures have not yet been taken, regrettably, such as full return of lands, the release of prisoners, or review of the Witness Protection Act.
Japan highly appreciates Sri Lanka government's efforts to date. Its understandings towards national reconciliation based on the Council Resolution 30/1 are, however, half its way. The support by the international community is still needed. Japan stresses the importance of ensuring that the government's initiatives are carried out with the involvement of the people of Sri Lanka.
We welcome the Sri Lankan government's continuing determination to address the legacy of conflict through the implementation of Resolution 30/1, a comprehensive approach to dealing with the past, restoring confidence in state institutions and developing a just political settlement for all its people is essential. We join the High Commissioner in recognising the progress Sri Lanka has made, particularly the increased engagement with the UN. However, much still remains to be done by the Sri Lankan government to fulfil all the commitments it has made. These steps will require courageous and determined political leadership.
We acknowledge the progress that has taken place in the implementing the resolution since its adoption in October last year. Our understanding is that progress is happening steadily despite the fine political balance that needs to be kept in making these achievements. It's further our expectation that Sri Lanka adheres to OP 6 in the resolution regarding the planned judicial mechanism to investigate allegations of violations, abuses of human rights and violations of international humanitarian law, and the importance of the participation of judicial mechanisms of Commonwealth and other foreign judges, defense lawyers, authorized prosecutors and investigators.
We note the openness of Sri Lanka to a dialogue on the human rights situation in the country, the constructive approach of the government to the report presented today and the recommendations in it testify to the willingness of the country to continue discussing the outstanding problems and methods to solve them, including by international technical assistance. We believe it important to note, however, that Sri Lanka, in the framework of its national process, must itself, without outside pressure, determine what assistance it needs and in which areas. Colombo must decide itself what advice and what recommendation it wishes to follow. The process of national reconciliation and investigation of violations of the past must be carried out exclusively by Sri Lankans.